because, you know, they've got some problems. But if they go to another nation, they drop us like a dog, like a female drops a male after a date because he doesn't like her, right? If that happens to our country, then very simply, we call the loan and we say we want our money, because we give money and then they go to another side. As an example, let's say we give all this money. We were already into Ukraine for over $200 billion. And they could make a deal with Russia in the next 3 weeks, and all of a sudden they don't want to deal with us anymore. We've given hundreds of billions of dollars. And why are we at over $200 billion? And the European nations are, if you add them up, it's a very similar sized economy. They're at $25 billion. So we're at 200 plus, and it affects them much more. We have a thing called an ocean between us, right? It affects them much more. But we're at 200, they're at 250. I did the same thing with NATO. I got them to pay up. NATO was busted until I came along. I said, everybody's going to pay. They said, well, if we don't pay, are you still going to protect us? I said, absolutely not. They couldn't believe the answer. And everybody, you never saw more money pour in to Secretary General Stoltenberg. Well, I don't know if he is anymore, but he was my biggest fan. He said, all these presidents came in, they'd make a speech, they'd leave, and that was it. And they all owed money, and they wouldn't pay it. I came in, I made a speech, and I said, you got to pay up. They asked me that question. One of the presidents of a big country stood up and said, well, sir, if we don't pay and we're attacked by Russia, will you protect us? I said, you didn't pay? You're delinquent? He said, yes, let's say that happened. No, I would not protect you. In fact, I would encourage them to do whatever the hell they want. You got to pay. You got to pay your bills. And the money came flowing in. And Henry would know this. If I said, yes, I will, you don't have to pay. Yes, I will. Most politicians have said to that, yes, we will protect you under any circumstance. Well, then they're never paying up. I said, no, no, you have to understand, you don't pay your bills, you get no protection. It's very simple. Hundreds of billions of dollars came into NATO, and that's why they have money today, because of what I did. And then I hear that they like Obama better. They should like Obama better. You know why? Because he didn't ask for anything. We were like the stupid country of the world, and we're not going to be the stupid country of the world any longer. We're not going to be. Got bad under this guy. So he now wants to send them $50, $60 billion. I have to say one thing. I think the greatest salesman ever in history is Zelensky. And I like Zelensky because during the hoax of, the impeachment hoax, they said I made a threatening phone call to him. And when they asked him, he said, no, it wasn't threatening. It was a very nice call. He could have played to the bandwagon. He didn't do that. He told the truth. So I like Zelensky, but that war's got to end. We can make a deal on that war. One of the things we're going to do is we're going to get that war ended. That war is a disaster. Thousands, hundreds of thousands of people are being killed, far more than you're reading about. And you notice you don't hear about that war anymore. You know why? Because they're not doing well, that's why. Because the fake news is totally bought in, and now they're saying this is not working out. No, we got to get that war settled, and I'll get it settled. It would have never happened with Putin. It would have never happened. And by the way, it didn't happen for 4 years. It didn't happen. We'll get it settled.
Shalom, 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 shalom. As always, first I want to give all the praises and the glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Akar Kodash. Yahweh is the name of the Most High God. Yahweh Shai is the name of the Son. Double honors to the apostles and to the elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to my fellow Hebrew Israelite brothers and sisters who have been edified by the truth of the Bible, of the scriptures of who we are, the true children of Israel, the true children of Yasharallah, and who the nations are. Shalom. So, quick one. Well, we'll see. As you can see from this short speech, he made this speech yesterday. Today is the 11th of February 2024. As you can see on the screen, the top left-hand corner of the screen. He was at one of his what do you call it? One of his events that he has for the presidential race yesterday, and he made the speech yesterday basically, and apparently it was completely sold out to the point where tens of thousands of people turned up and couldn't get in. That's how completely sold out this event was that he was having. This I forget what they call it, part of the electoral race anyway. So his campaign is that, yeah, it's the campaign rally. That's the word I'm looking for. the campaign rally was completely sold out. That they said there was like thousands of people outside that couldn't get into the campaign rally because it was chock a block from head to toe. And that's what's happening. You see, when Biden goes out, isn't that he's lucky if he can get someone. People didn't turn up for him. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, the matter of the subject matter is what he said when he said that he's not going to allow. He said he's not going to defend NATO and the EU, which is the beast. All right, the whore America said they're not going to defend the beast if Russia attacks, basically. He doesn't feel that he doesn't believe that they're pulling their weight. All right, that's what he's. Let's see if we can quickly find it again.
Big country stood up and said, well, sir, if we don't pay and we're attacked by Russia, will you protect us? I said, you didn't pay? You're delinquent? He said, yes, let's say that happened. No, I would not protect you. In fact, I would encourage them to do whatever the hell they want. You got to pay.
He said he would encourage Russia to do whatever the hell they want. All right. He said that if you don't pay, you're not paying, you're not putting enough money in. If you're not putting enough money in to what he considers enough money into the kitty that establishes NATO, the beast, then he would encourage Russia, Gog and Magog, all right, to invade, mate, to do the hell what they want. So basically, the whore America is telling the beast, NATO and EU, that she is not coming to defend you, right? If Russia attacks, because he doesn't believe that they're paying enough money into the kitty, into the NATO kitty, whatever they want to call it, all right? There's subsidies that they have to pay. It's like the Roman Empire, isn't it? Well, it is the Roman Empire, isn't it? Because the Roman Empire, how does it work? It subjugates its states, and they have to pay for protection from Rome. Because remember, Rome was protecting its the satellite countries that it controlled, that it ruled over, that it traded with. Rome was protecting them by its army. So they all had to pay, same thing. They all had to pay what do they call it? Tribute to Rome. All right. So the same thing Trump's saying today. If you ain't paying enough tribute to America in this kitty that in the NATO kitty that America's ahead of, then we're not going to come to your defense. So he's speaking just like a Roman emperor, because the same thing they used to do back in Rome. All right, as you can see from today's title, Trump warns the beast, NATO and the EU, that if Russia attacks, America, which is the whore, will not defend. Will not defend. It's as simple as that. So let's let me just get this. One second. All right. Because in Rome, let's see if we can quickly find it. Rome. Romans, liquid, Tribune, they call it. Tribune, Roman Tribune, what they call it? No, no, it's a military officer. Let me see, hold on. I know it's called Tribune. Countries pay Rome money for protection and tax. What they call it? Is it tribute they call it? I know something like that they call it. Tribute, that's it. That's the word I'm looking for. I'm saying tribune, it's tribute. So this is what they had to do. So this is basically what Trump is saying. A tribute is from Latin, tributum, which means contribution, right? Exactly what Trump is saying. Is wealth, often in kind, that a party gives to another as a sign of submission, allegiance, or respect. Various ancient states exacted tribute from the rulers of lands, right? Which the state conquered. In the case of alliances, and what is NATO? It's an alliance, right? Lesser parties may pay tribute to more powerful parties as a sign of allegiance. Tributes are different from taxes, as they are not collected in the same regularly routine manner that taxes are. Further, with tributes, a recognition of political submission to the payer of the payee is uniquely required. So this is really what I wanted to get to, right? Roman, because this is what he's talking about, just so you understand. Remember he said America is the reincarnation of Rome, right? And he is definitely the reincarnation of what do you call it? Of Nero. Just trying to see. Let's see if it says in here. The Roman invasion of. Let me just do like this. Countries pay tribute to Rome. Nations who paid tribute to Rome. Hold on. Right, let's see. Ptolemy's paying tribute to Rome. See, let's have a look. See what this. Oh, that's no. Do want to go there? Sorry, go away. Let's see if it says something here. Let's have a quick look here. Pompeii. No, this is more. This is to do more with Israel, Jerusalem. Trying to see if it's got, if it shows you a list of countries that did pay tribute to Rome. Let's see if this says it. Okay, let me see if this says it. In ancient Rome, Roman citizens were required by birth if both parents were Roman citizens, although one of them, usually the mother, might be a peregrinus, an alien with a connubium, the right to contract a Roman marriage. Communities. Just trying to see if it shows you here. Edict. Because of itself is no longer compulsory. Okay. So this is, as Rome expanded its control in Italy, those who lived in communities with Latin rights, status originally granted with the cities of Latium or in municipia, autonomous communities, governed their local affairs while enjoying most rights of Roman citizenship, except the right to vote. Also, Latin allies who moved to Rome permanently gained full citizenship, including a franchise. The allies bound to Rome by treaty ordinarily did not then have the rights of Roman citizenship, yet they were bound to do military service and to pay taxes or tribute, depending on the treaty's terms. Unhappy with their increasing inferior status. So, I mean, it just shows this was a massive thing during the time of the Roman Empire. What was the tribute in ancient Rome? Well, often kind of party gives to another as a sign of submission, allegiance, or respect. Various ancient states exacted tribute from the rulers of lands which the states conquered. Yeah, there you go. I mean, this is where we were waiting to see, really. It's probably going to tell us the same thing that we just read. Luxury goods, Aztecs. Let's see. Tributes as form of government. Yeah, types of tributes. So it's just kind of showing you what it is. Roman citizenship, tributes and tributary states. History. Throughout history, it has been common for a conquering nation to exact payments from those it has conquered. The Romans did this. The payment was called a stipendium, right? as did the Assyrians of northern Iraq, the Persians of Iran, Hittites of Turkey, through much to China, tributary states. So it's just kind of going into that was done. But that's basically what he's saying. I mean, I just kind of wanted to just get to that point, what he was actually saying. That this is what he was saying, that if they're not going to pay tribute, right, like what we says here, they're not prepared to defend them, because just like it says that in cases of alliances, lesser parties may pay tribute to more powerful parties as a sign of allegiance. All right, and that's what the European Union and NATO are doing. They got to pay tribute or more to more powerful parties, which would be the whore America, Babylon the Great. But he's saying, boy, from what he's seen that's been going on, they're not being put enough in the kitty. So, according to how things stands now, if Trump was president, he's saying he's not prepared to defend NATO or the European Union, which is the beast, if they're invaded by Russia, Gog and Magog, the whore, which is Babylon the Great. Now, we do know that America is a member of NATO, is part of the beast. This is why it speaks about the whore sitting on the beast, all right? Because America is the head of the beast, but America's not prepared to defend the beast, right? Because he doesn't see that they're paying enough tribute into the kitty as one of the alliance countries. So, I mean, that is like everything that we see is Bible prophecy. So if we go to Revelation 17, I mean, this first thing that came to my mind was Revelation 17. I'm going to see if we can quickly go through it, all right? But that's what's going on here, right? Revelation 17. It says, and there came one of the seven angels, which had the seven vials. And there came one of the seven angels, which had the seven vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, come hither, I show thee the judgment of the great whore, which is America, that sitteth upon many waters. The many waters is parabolic for the different people, nations that live in America. It's talking about the people in America, all right? Because there's many different nationalities in America, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication. As Trump is explaining to you, right? They've all committed fornication with us, but now they're not putting enough money in the kitty. They're not putting enough tribute in the kitty for him to send the US soldiers to defend them if they do get attacked by Russia. It says, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication, because they all signed up to this new beast system that is centralized and pushed from America. They've all signed up to this system that they all work from, right? So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast. That woman is Babylon the Great, America. The scarlet-colored beast is talking about NATO and the EU. All right, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns, which represents the European Union. The 7 heads represent the 7 European empires of the past that now are in reflect today are what we know as the 10 horns, the European Union. So those 7 heads would probably go back to like the Greek Empire, the Roman, the Spanish, Germania Minor, Germania Major, and the British Empire, basically. All right, which we now can see that as the 10 horns. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color. The woman is America, Babylon the Great, decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand full of the abominations and filthiness of her fornication. All right. And upon her forehead is written, was a name written, Mystery Babylon the Great, which is the United States of America. It's no mystery to us. The mother of all harlots and the abominations of the earth. That is America, all right? It is the mother of all harlots, and it's probably the most abominable country in the world, all right? It's America, all right? They talk about the land of the free and the brave. It's the land of the of harlots and abominations. They should change the national anthem from the land of the free and the brave to the land of harlots and abominations. That's America. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Yahushua, which are the true children of Israel. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration. So who are the blood of the martyrs and the blood of the saints? Those are the true children of Israel. Today, who they refer to as the descendants of the transatlantic slave trade, and the descendants of the Native American Indian tribe, today who they call Latinos, Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, and Hispanics, right? This is why you see them pouring into the country. America's is going through a massive migration of refugees coming from South America into this place, which is the mother of harlots and abomination of the earth. This is what we see happening, all right? There's a mass influx of Israelites coming from South America into North America. And they're mainly from the northern kingdom of Israel, which referred to as the 10 lost tribes. And the angel said unto me, wherefore didst thou marvel? I will tell thee the mystery of the woman and of the beast that carries her. The beast is also the system. NATO and the European Union are cornerstones of the system, right? The woman is sitting on the beast is America, all right? So the beast's power is its military arm, which is NATO. Its system is the reincarnation of the Roman Empire, which the European Union implements all throughout Europe, and so does America. So it says, I will show the mystery of the woman and of the beast which carries her, which has the 7 heads and the 10 horns, all right? Which is just the reincarnation, the beast, the 7 heads and the 10 horns. The European Union is the reincarnation of these 10 horns. It's symbolic that represents the European Union, the 10 horns, all right? The 7 heads were the 7 European empires that became the 10 horns, which their military might is the beast, NATO, and then the system that we are under is the beast system, which is the reincarnation of the Roman Empire, because the beast system is based on the Roman Empire, all right? Hence why Trump is saying he wants tribute. They're not paying enough tribute, mate. The beast that thou sawest was and is not, which is the Roman Empire, was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit, which is the European Union, which is the reincarnation of the Roman Empire, and go into perdition, and they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was the Roman Empire, and is not, and yet is. I say again, the beast system today is the system, the European Union. NATO is the military arm of the beast. The European Union is the people of the beast, basically, and it's the European Union is the system of the beast, because it's the system that they've implemented alongside America, which is part of the beast system. America, all right. This is why she sits on the beast. She controls the beast. She's the woman, the whore that sits on the beast. She controls this system, this reincarnation of this Roman system that we live under today, all right? And she's the head of NATO, right? But she's saying, boy, she's not going to defend her NATO allies because they're not paying enough tribute. Can't say enough. And here is the mind which has wisdom. The 7 heads and 7 mountains on which the woman sitteth, right? And there are 7 kings, 5 have fallen. So the 7 kings are symbolic for the 7 European empires, right? So it says 7 king, 5 have fallen. The 7 kings represent those 7 empires. The Greeks, the Romans, the Spanish, Germania Minor, Germania Major, the British Empire. Did I say it right? The Greeks, the Romans, the Spanish, Germania Minor, Germania Major, the French Empire, and the British Empire. Those are the 7 kings. 5 have fallen. So the 5 that have fallen would be the Greeks, the Romans, Germania Minor, Germania Major, and who went first? Was it the Spanish or the French? Who went first? Germania Minor, Greeks. I believe it was the Spanish Empire went first before the French. Yeah, because Napoleon came after when he became emperor of France. So those are the 5 that have fallen, and one that's the French Empire, and the other is not yet come. That's the British Empire, and when he cometh, he must continue a short space. All right, and the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th. So the beast is the 4th beast in Daniel 7:7, which is the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire was and is not, disappeared during the Byzantine Empire rulership, disappeared, right, for about just over 1,000 years. And even he is the 8th, right, and is of the 7 and goes into perdition. So he is the eighth. The eighth is what? America, Babylon the Great. Remember, America is the head of the beast. All right? They are the head of the beast, America. And he is the eighth. That's America. And he is of the seven. He's of the seven empires, because America is made up of literally all of those people that come from those seven empires, from the Greeks, going back to the Roman Empire, Germania Minor, Germania Major, which is most of Western Europe, the French Empire, the Spanish Empire, and the British Empire. That's what mainly makes up America, literally today. So America is the eighth, and he is of the seven, of all of those seven European Edomite empires. All right? And he goes into perdition, into destruction. As you can see, America's had more wars, as I think they've had more wars and invaded more countries than all of the countries in the world put together. I believe that's how it works out. The amount of countries that America's invaded and the amount of wars that America's been involved in since it was established as the United States of America in 1776. I think they say America's been in a war. Let's quickly bring it up. America wars since 1776. Since 1776. They say 12 wars. No, that's a lie. Here it is here. This is the truth here. Since the United States of America was founded in 1776, right? This country has been in a war for 222 years. That is 93% of its time since its existence. Only 21 years were peaceful. And that's the truth. That's the whole truth. The USA in wars of 220 years out of 239 years of history. Let's see if it actually shows us here. USA 223 years out of 239 wars since 1776. I don't know if it gives us the list here. Probably not. There's no dramas, but that's the fact. So that's the point we want to make, all right? They've been in. There you go. International news. Let's have a look at that one. The US has been at war for 225 years out of the 243 years since 1776. All right, and this came out in January the 9th, 2020. All right, the American history of overt and covert foreign interventions dates back to 1811, when it had invaded Chile. Just a year after this South American country had gained independence from Spain. All right, and it goes into it. Research conducted by the Jang Group and the Geo Television Network reveals that the United States has been at war for about 225 of the 243 years since its inception in 1776, while the number of US foreign military interventions had stood at 188 till 2017. The world superpower was found to be involved in 117 partisan electoral interventions between 1946 and 2000, or around one of every 9 ballot exercises held since Second World War, which means that the United States has been at war for more than 92% of the time since its birth, making critics view that the rulers of the land found by Christopher Columbus have been addicted to the use of military might and intoxicated with their successes against weaker nations that could not defend themselves for one reason or the other. Or in other words, the United States has only been at peace for less than 20 years, all right? So, you can go, I might just put this link to this thing here in the thing so you can read it yourself, right? But that's the fact of the matter. So when we go back to here, when it says here, and the beast, that was the Roman Empire, and is not, disappeared for 1,000 years during the Byzantine Empire until the Renaissance period came back in Europe. Even he is the eighth. That's America, because America sits on top of the beast. He controls the beast, all right? And he is of the seven. He's of the 7 Edomite empires that we spoke about. The Romans, the Greeks, Germania Minor, Germania Major, the Spanish, the French, and the British. Those are the 7. And he goes into perdition. What does the word perdition mean? It means destruction, all right? Let's quickly look it up. I wasn't going to spend long on this. I was trying to whiz through this. It's one of my favorite chapters anyway, Revelation 17. All right, let's quick look at the word perdition.
Strong's G 684. Apoleia.
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 There you go. Destroying, utter destruction, a perishing, ruin, destruction. The destruction which consists of eternal misery in hell, right? Hell just means your grave, right? So total destruction, utter destruction. How many? The US has been at war 225 years, 2025 out of the 243 years since 1776. That's America, all right? So it's been on a path of utter destruction for 225 years out of the 243 years it existed. This is who the whore is and the head of the beast is in Revelation 17. All right, because America is the head of NATO. Just so you can get some little bit more understanding. All right, I know most of you brothers and sisters will know this, but for those that first time they're hearing Revelation 17, understanding that it is talking about NATO, America, and the European Union and the European empires and the Roman Empire. Verse 12, it says, and the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which are the European Union, right? Which have received no kingdom as yet, but received power as kings 1 hour with the beast, all right? Because America is the head of the beast. He is the whore that sits, he's the scarlet whore that's riding the beast. These have one mind and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. And this is what they've done. They made America in charge. So he became, in a sense, in charge of the beast. In what wars they get involved in internationally and what wars they don't, all right? So he became in charge, America, Babylon the Great. So victory for the Lamb. So these shall make war with the Lamb. The Lamb is Yahushua, right? The Lamb is going to turn up in the midst of World War III, all right? After the microchip has gone global, which is the mark of the beast, right? The Lamb is going to turn up in the midst of the war of Armageddon that's going to take place in the Middle East, in that barren and desolate place. These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them. For he is the Lord of lords and King of kings, because ultimately the Lord is going to defeat them and subjugate all of these nations. But starting with Esau, the Edomites, starting with the beast first, because they're the most powerful nation, is the beast. And they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful, all right? The angels, the 144,000, the elect are going to be with the Lord, starting with the 144,000 and the angels. Verse 15, and he says unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the whore sitteth, the whore is America, are who? Are peoples. Because America is referred to as a melting pot. It's made up of people of different nations. That's where the waters which thou sawest, where the whore sitteth, right? The whore is America. So the waters which thou sawest, where the whore sitteth, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. That's America. The whore, the melting pot, made up of people, multitudes of people from different nations speak different tongues. That's the United States of America. And the 10 horns, which is the European Union, which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore. So we're seeing this once again, this hatred between the beast and the whore, because the whore is America, right? The whore sits on the beast. So the whore is part of the beast because she's the head, but the whore is going to separate herself from the beast, which is NATO and the European Union. But right now, the whore is still part of the beast because she's riding the beast. So she's still part of the beast because she's part of NATO. But the whore is telling the beast, which is NATO and the European Union, if you guys don't start getting deep in the case of alliances, lesser parties, which is the lesser parties are who? Is NATO and the European Union, may pay tribute to more powerful parties. Who's the more powerful party? That's the whore, America, as a sign of allegiance, all right? So America's saying they're not paying enough. They're not putting enough money in the kitty, all right? Tributes are different from taxes as they are not collected in the same regularly routine manner as taxes are. Further, with tributes, a recognition of political submission by the payer to the payee is uniquely required. So America requires that as well. America requires the European Union, right, and NATO, the members of NATO, which is the European Union predominantly, and Canada is a member of NATO as well, just so you understand, all right? America wants them a recognition of what? Of political submission. He wants from them as well. Trump wants that from them. He wants that openly to be, he wants them to be submissive to him if he gets to become president. It says here, further with tributes, a recognition of political submission by the payer, which would be the European Union, to the payees is uniquely required. So America requires that as well. They require that submission to know, for them to know their place. That without us, you're nothing, America. This is what Trump is telling them. Without us, you're nothing. He let Russia come in and tear up everything, mate. He said to Russia, what did he say? He said, right? I got to play it one more time.
Said, you didn't pay, you're delinquent. He said, yes, let's say that happened. No, I would not.
Hold on, just quickly go back a bit.
One of the presidents of a big country stood up and said, well, sir, if we don't pay and we're attacked by Russia, will you protect us? I said, you didn't pay, you're delinquent. He said, yes, let's say that happened. No, I would not protect you. In fact, I would encourage them to do whatever the hell they want. You got to pay. You got to pay your bills.
Right. So what is he saying? He's the tribute. He's saying further with tributes is a recognition of political submission by the payer to the payee is uniquely required. So he requires that submission from the European Union. And just like it says there, in case of alliances, lesser parties may pay tribute to more powerful parties as a sign of allegiance. And that's what he wants. He wants more money out of these devils because this is the reincarnation of the Roman Empire that was all about subjugating nations and making them pay tribute to them. All right. So this is what Trump is saying, mate. Get your wallet out, otherwise I'm going to let Russia just roll over you. And I'll sit back and watch it on the news like everyone else. So, and the European Union, they hate Trump. They don't like the idea that he may obtain all of this power and literally turn. This is why they're thinking of creating a European army to become self-sufficient. All right. Anyway, so it says here, and it says unto me, the waters which thou sawest where the whore sitteth is America, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore. And that's what we're seeing happening. The more they hear what Trump has to say, the more they're terrified and they're hating the whore. The fact that he possibly, I believe, is going to come into power, right? But they're saying, look, he comes into power, that divide between the beast and the whore, which would be the European Union, NATO, and America, will become even more. So the 10 horns, the European Union, which thou sawest upon the beast, because they're part of the beast, just like the whore, these shall hate the whore and shall make her desolate. Because this is where it's going to go, ultimately, because it's Bible prophecy. They're gonna fire missiles on America when we're in the midst of World War III. And naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. How are they going to do that? Via missiles, right? For those of those countries that have nuclear missiles that are part of NATO, the beast will be firing on America. But they are going to turn on America. What's going to be the straw that breaks the camel's back? We're yet to find out. But this event's going to take place. But the things that we see happening now is showing you that we're getting closer and closer until this division, till they're completely divided. And there is no allegiance or alliances between the whore and the beast. It says there, for Yahweh has put it in their hearts, in their minds. All right, let me just quickly show you that word there should say, has put it in their hearts. That's the Greek cardia, which should mean their minds. Their heart, vigor, denounces physical, spiritual, of the will of character, of the soul, affected, stirred in a bad way or good, or of the soul as the seat of sensibility, affections, emotions, desires. Is going to put it straight in their mind. It's not talking about the actual heart, of the middle, central, innermost part of anything, even though intimate, into their will, their character. I believe they should go back to the center seat. There it is. This is what I was looking for. The soul or mind. All right. It is the fountain and the seat of the thoughts, the passions, desires, appetites, affections, purposes, and endeavors. Soul or mind. That's the one I was looking for. This is what he's talking about. The Most High is going to put it in their minds to turn against the whore, Babylon the Great. All right. To do what? For Yahweh has put it in their hearts to fulfill his will and to agree and to give their kingdom unto the beast, which is what they've done, right? Until the words of Yahweh shall be fulfilled. And the woman which thou sawest is the great city, the United States of America, which reigneth over the kings of the earth. So which nation calls the shots on planet Earth? It's not Russia, it's not China, it's not France, it's not Germany. It is the United States of America, Babylon the Great. Say no more. So I'm going to finish it there, boy. I just kind of wanted to just bring that up. I pray you were edified. Kal halal Yahweh Bashim Yahushua Basham Rakak. That's till we meet again. Shalom, shalom, shalom.